Are increasing efforts to address violence against women. A task force is looking at the gaps in the system and for the first time released its report with recommendations. Rose Schmidt is here to break them all down for us. Rose.
Well, Marianne, they noticed a really troubling trend here. As violent crimes were going down in Chicago last year, domestic violence cases were rising, including a 56% increase in fatal shootings. So last fall, the city and the county formed a joint task force making recommendations and listening to survivors.
I was broken because I thought the system was here to not only protect me, but at this point, to protect my son.
Over 9 years, 8 different judges were assigned to Sarah Brown's domestic violence case. Each time, she has to retell her story.
My son actually had to witness his father beating his now or then girlfriend.
She joined forces with elected officials and advocates to identify barriers for survivors in the court system.
It could be years of abuse before that moment happens. And we have to be ready as public servants for that moment and not shoot people around different courthouses, up and down stairs, and not be able to answer questions.
The task force says it found problems with data collection and information sharing.
And then the other more immediate disturbing fact was the orders of protection that were not served on victims who thought that they were being served.
That's one of the recommendations. Increase the number of protective orders and warrants served. Among the others, provide trained staff at every courthouse to help victims file those orders, mandate court recordings, and increase data sharing. They also want to streamline the process when victims file protective orders. Brown recounted the difficult waiting game.
You're put in a hallway where there's moving traffic. You may see your abuser. You may see a family member of theirs. And it is a very lonely experience.
Council members shared personal stories, including Alderman Peter Chico, a former Chicago police officer.
One of the routine calls we went to on a day-to-day basis were domestic violence calls. And there were some addresses we went to multiple times a day and multiple times a week.
And just in the last 6 months, since the task force shined a light on this problem and took steps to fix it, they say domestic murders have decreased 53% in Chicago and double the amount of protective orders have been served. So already some progress there, Stephan.
Okay. All right, Rose Schmidt, thank you so much.
Thank you.